Okay, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and set up the Ninja Woodfire Grill for us today. I'm going to turn the system on, and then I'm going to go down to the bake mode. I'm going to set the temperature at 375 degrees, and the time I'm going to set it for about 2 hours. Be sure to depress the Woodfire flavor button, which is here. Turn that on, now press start, and it's going to start through the ignition process and get set up for us. As you can see over here, I've already put all of my pellets in place, so we're good to go with that, and we'll let the Woodfire Grill get set up and get going. I'll get back inside and start putting this together. Okay, everybody, let's go over our list of ingredients we're going to be using today before I start putting this all together. First of all, I have a pound of ground beef, and this is just an 80-20 blend. Here I have some mild Italian sausage. That's going to be going with the ground beef in a couple of minutes. Here I have a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. You can be using breadcrumbs or you can be using panko bread. Now, the breadcrumbs need to soak for a few minutes, so I have a 1/4 cup of milk. I'm going to pour that right into the breadcrumbs and let that start to soak. The breadcrumbs and the milk is going to make the meatballs a little more moist. Here I have 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. I have 1 teaspoon of dried herbs. Now you can use any kind of dried herb you want. Over here I have 1 teaspoon of Italian seasonings. I have 1 egg, 3 cloves of garlic. You can use fresh garlic or you can use the garlic that's already chopped up for you. You get 3 cloves, the equivalence of 3 cloves. We have a teaspoon of salt. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of a pepper blend. If you watch my show, you know what I like. And then here we have a couple of mozzarella sticks, which are going to be going into the middle. And over here I have 2 baby bell peppers. Now these are just bell peppers that I have. You can use a 1/2 of a regular sized bell pepper if you wish. I just happen to have that in the fridge. Okay, let's get these all chopped up and ready to go. You do want to chop these up rather finely because they're going to be going into your meatball and you don't want them to be too big of pieces. I'm not deseeding these. You can deseed these if you want. They do not have any heat to them. Okay, now I'm going to cut these mozzarella sticks. We need 8 pieces. You want about 8 per piece, 1/2 inch, and these are 4 inches, so 8 would be just about perfect. I'm going to chop these in 2, chop the 1/2 in 2, chop this in 2. Now I'm going to chop these in 2, and this is going to give us just about the right size for our mozzarella stick. So 2 sticks of mozzarella chopped into 16 pieces altogether. Okay, let's move on to putting our mixture together. Here I just have 1 pound of ground beef. I have 1 pound of mild Italian sausage. Put all this in. To this, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm not sure that I mentioned salt when I was going through the list. So we have 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. We have a teaspoon of dried herbs. I have a teaspoon of Italian seasonings, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Let me work on that, getting that put together. And then we're going to drop in our egg and our bread mixture. Actually, I want to put these in first. So this is the red bell pepper, which was 2 small ones or 1/2 of a regular size red bell pepper. And then we have the garlic, which I chopped up a couple minutes ago. Put that in. It's coming together very nicely. I'm going to go ahead and put in our egg. And then we're going to dump in our breadcrumbs. Now these have been soaking for about 10 minutes or so. You just want to get them moist. It does not take very long. So that was a 1/4 cup of milk and a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. I happen to use Italian breadcrumbs today. That's what I had. You can also be using panko, no problem. Okay, let's mix this all up together. You can see why I'm wearing gloves today, right? Well, this is a mess. But there's no better tool in the kitchen than your hands. Now the bread and the egg is going to help the meatballs come together and stay together. That's why we're using those today. You don't want to overmix this or else it will get very tough. So I'm just very gently moving things around, making sure that it's all put together. Okay, I have my sheet pan sitting right here. We're going to be trying to get 16 or so meatballs out of this mixture. So I have my sheet pan sitting right here. We'll be using this to take the meatballs outside. I do like to use a scoop so I get more of a same shape of the meatballs. So here is the cheese that's going to be going into the middle. And just want to push that in just like that. Then just bring the meat mixture right up around, make a circle, push that on in. And then that's how you have your mozzarella-stuffed meatball. These are going to be delicious out on the Ninja Woodfire Grill. When that smoke and the heat hits them, they're going to be absolutely fantastic. Okay, again, the mozzarella cheese, you just push it in the middle like this. Bring the meat around, make a bit of a ball, just like that. And you can see they're pretty much the same size. I think I put too much on that one. All right, let me get all these done, and then we're going to head outside. So give me a few minutes, and I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, we are about 16 minutes in, and as you can tell, these meatballs look fantastic. Look at that. It looks absolutely delicious. They are ready to go. So I'll be putting these back on our sheet pan. Okay, my friends, these mozzarella-stuffed smoked meatballs came out looking fantastic. Let's talk about the different ways that you could serve these meatballs. You could serve them with pasta. You could serve them as an appetizer. Just put a few on a plate like this. Make them look great. Or you could take a sandwich roll, like I have here, and take the meatballs and put them into that. I'll put about 3 of the meatballs, maybe 4 into that one. And I'll set this over here. Put a little more of our Rayo's pasta sauce. You can certainly make your own sauce. I don't do that anymore because Rayo's is just the best in my opinion. And this is the one that I use all the time anyway. So I don't go to the trouble of making my sauce anymore. I've got some mozzarella cheese. I have my Breville oven preheating behind me. So I'll be popping this in the oven for a few minutes just to get that beautiful cheese melted. And then I'll come back and I'll show you what this sandwich looks like once it's all toasted. Well, here we have it, folks. This is the mozzarella-stuffed, smoked and grilled meatballs, and this is in the sandwich form. Doesn't this look fantastic? It absolutely does. They are so versatile. You can use them for pasta. You could use them for appetizers, as I showed you a moment ago, and now in the sandwich. So lots and lots of things you can do with this. By the way, all the ingredients will be down below, and you can click on the link that will take you to my website, and you can download this recipe for free. Well, thanks again for watching the video today. I really appreciate it. Do me a favor and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Please give us a big thumbs up. We really appreciate it. It really helps us out. Well, thanks again for watching. See you next time. Take care. All right, I got to do the taste test for you. So let me tell you, I've already tasted one and they're fantastic, but just for you, I'm going to sacrifice myself. So good. Try this, you will love it.